Raptors can't extend their winning streak as they fall to the Mavs, 136-125. Welcome to Raptors Tonight, live from Real Sports. I'm Randy Irving, joined by Sherman Hamilton, Alvin Williams.
All right there, buddy?
And Eric.
Alvin, you said it right that time. There you go.
I got it. Sherm, how you doing, buddy?
I'm great. How you doing?
That's good.
Yeah?
You look good.
No, why nobody
Thank you.
Nobody clapped today.
No, nobody
The
clapped.
crowd's a little sparse.
Yeah, you know what? It was quiet in the arena today, too. Did you think so?
I heard those whizzes from
Yeah.
the passes from Luka.
Yeah. Things kind of got away from the Raptors there, guys, in the third quarter. Eric, what were your observations?
I think from a Raptors perspective, and this has kind of been the way it's been even during the win streak that obviously ended tonight, whatever we saw from this team defensively early in the season, it's kind of gone. It's turning into a track meet most nights, which is cool and it's fun to watch. But if you're not able to keep up with the offense, it's eventually catching up. And I think that's what happened. Nip and tuck first. I mean, even into the third, midway through, it was still kind of a seesaw battle exchanging the leads. But then they couldn't keep the offense going. And the minute there was any slippage, Dallas struck. You give up 40 points in the third quarter. Like, there was no semblance of defense. And then the offense, I think it kind of got stuck a little bit at times. They weren't moving the ball as much. It got away from them, and they never got closer than, I think, 9 in the fourth quarter. I think that's, honestly, they just ran out of firepower.
Al, the defense troubling for you?
It's tough, man. When you have a team like the Mavericks and you have two dynamic players, Luka can slice you apart in many ways. Then Kyrie, he's just a killer. It's just hard. You can try to give them different looks, but they've seen it all. And it's funny because Luka, he makes very, very good basketball plays, but their style is not good basketball. It's not good in my opinion. That's just my opinion. But he makes enough of those plays where it can make a team second guess. The team can get on their heels and just start getting out of character, because the plays that he makes and the plays that Kyrie makes, they're like head scratching. Then you can lose your team identity, so to speak, especially if you're a Raptors type of team. So it's just a tough team, man. It's a tough team. To your point, that third quarter, allowing 40 points, it's hard to bounce back from.
Well, and then in the fourth, Jason Kidd's got the luxury, right, of Luka's sitting down, maybe a chance for the Raptors. Boom,
Kyrie.
here you go, Kyrie.
Yeah.
Take over.
What did you notice, Sherm, especially in that third quarter? I mean, it felt like they were keeping up with them more or less the whole game.
Well, they were.
Took the lead and
They were. And again, we're talking about separation and talent. We talk about Luka and Kyrie, and also, you know what? It's tough. I mean, they tried to take the ball out of his hands in the first quarter. He was 2 of 7, 1 of 7, or something like that. So they had success, but he had 6 assists.
Yeah.
Now the question is, do you want Luka scoring or do you want Luka passing? And I think they went away from double teaming him, and once he saw that, it was just blood in the water, and he just started to attack. In that third quarter, it's difficult to guard Luka one-on-one, because once he gets into your paint, it becomes 5 people defending him.
Yeah.
He's too good of a passer. He's too smart of a basketball player. He's going to find the open man or make the play. And sometimes the plays he makes are demoralizing. You know, when he's pump faking, he's throwing it around people's backs, and he's leaning back and he's acting like he's going to shoot. Nobody knows what he's going to do.
Yeah.
Then he makes a bucket and he just laughs at it. It just takes something out of your team. But it's a difficult matchup. But this is what you see, and this is why Dallas, even though they're not the best defensive team, this is why they can be scary. Because they have 2 guys who can just go all world on you at any time.
it was crazy.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
For anyone, would you rather Luka a scorer or a passer? What?
Score.
I think he's going to hurt you either way, man.
All right.
Either way. But what I will say is, Luka going for 40, I'm pretty sure he can do it any night.
Yeah.
Luka having 16 assists, maybe not as likely. Guys have to make plays, they have to make shots, they're not all layups. So I'd rather Luka as a passer, because I know Luka, he can give you 40 every night if he wants to.
Right. Because I've seen him score. I mean, we've seen a bunch of players score a lot of points and lose games.
Yeah.
I don't know how close the game was in Atlanta when he had 73. But it's one of those things, I'm always thinking, when you get someone involved and get the others people involved, it's just harder for your team.
Right.
But at the same time, if that's a close game, he's the type of player at the end of the game, he's going to make something happen. So it's always one of those things. Do you double team him or just play him man to man? Kyrie Irving, for me, I'm always like, double team him. Because he doesn't want to get rid of the ball. He's not going to slice you apart.
Right.
But it's always one of those things I like to figure out, like, what's the best
And
approach.
you look at Luka, I think his stat is he's 4-1 when he scores 45 points or more. I mean, that's a pretty telling tale when a guy scores that much and you're still winning at that clip.
You know, Sherman, you bring up a point, too, that I guess I haven't really thought about. When you see him smiling out there, I mean, you both can speak to it as players out there, seeing other guys just having fun. Because when you look at him, he's got a bandage, a wrap on one leg, a wrap on the other. He's got the sleeve on one. He's shuffling up the court. It doesn't seem like his heels are getting off the floor. He gets banged. He's complaining to the officials. He's barely moving. He's barely getting back to the free throw line in some places.
His smile is a different smile.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's not an enjoyable smile. That's like,
The game's
And that's
too
my
easy.
point.
I'm
And that's-
busting y'all ass.
Well,
Yeah.
he said demoralizing. That's got to be. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's like, I'm even at half speed and I'm still whooping you. And it's like, that's got to be a killer. Got to be.
That's like one of those smiles when you smile and you turn your head like, yeah.
It's and-
That's like a joking, it's like a condescending type of.
Yeah, that's it. That's the word. It's a condescending
I
smile.
don't feel that.
Yeah.
I don't feel that.
feel that?
I don't feel that smile. Not when you're crushing me.
Well, Luka looks at it and says, do something about it.
Exactly. That's why I don't
Figure it out
That's
then.
why I don't feel it, because I can't do nothing about it.
And it's
Not a lot of people can.
And it's not like he's got a quick release on a shot. When I'm watching him warm up, there's still a pretty deliberate movement with his shot. Like it's kind of a loaded up, throw it up there. I mean,
So if you're a kid and you always taught to play game speed, practice game speed, and then you play
watch
against
this
him,
kid. Yeah.
it's
yeah.
like you can't speed him up.
Yeah.
He plays at his own pace. He plays at his own tempo. He has the size. He has the body. Like I was looking at his legs, but he got thick legs.
Yeah,
He's a
yeah.
strong dude. Like he's a big, strong dude.
He's got the base.
No, that's good quality analysis.
Breaking it down, he was courtside.
You saw him up close.
Strong dude. It's hard to knock him off his base.
Right, me?
Off his
Just
square.
like me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like
it's
you.
like looking in the mirror.
One of his legs look like you.
13-year-old Eric.
Yeah, you ain't right, man. You ain't right. Some water, dog.
I don't know what you're talking
Sir,
about.
did you watch the warm-up of the Dallas Mavericks?
I did not.
The
I was
layup
doing
line?
a show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you guys see it?
I saw him when he was doing the half court
Yo,
moves and stuff, but I didn't see it before that.
That was the most unserious
Yeah.
layup line I've ever seen in my life. Like, it was crazy. The guy was, like, running around, just being silly the entire time. The whole team was in on it, too. You like that?
I'm gonna tell you this. It's the reason. Is the reason with that talent and those great players, or he and Kyrie, they're eighth.
Right.
Right. Of course, a couple wins here and there, they can catapult up. But it's the reason why over the years we've seen these performances, but we've seen the Mavs in this position, right? Like I think it's something else that's there. It's something that's lacking.
Yeah.
It's something lacking, but whatever it is, it's a great performance. It's great for the NBA. I'm sure it's great for Dallas, but to me, it's an underachieving team.
Yeah.
Because they do have two of the best players.
In the world.
Well,
in the
and
world.
Yeah.
who knows who it's going to be when the dust settles. But, you know, I think Sherman and I were talking about this yesterday on Raptors Today. You think about, like, if they end up against Denver, and even more so if they end up against the Clippers, who can play on both ends. Who's Luka guarding on the Clippers?
I don't know, but we saw what he did to Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. Was it in the bubble?
Yeah. Well,
He's not doing that again.
He's not doing that
many
again.
years ago
Because
was
they're
that?
going to attack him differently.
You said he's not going to do that again?
No, he's not going to have that free reign
Oh.
because he's going to have to deal with one of those guys defensively on some point. I think that Luka can win battles offensively, but he's not winning battles defensively. And in the playoffs, it's harder to hide somebody.
You remember the playoffs?
how many
They
years
lost, though, right?
Who did?
Dallas lose that playoff series to the Clippers?
Great question.
I can't remember, but he had a really good series against Kawhi and those guys. But I agree with you 100%.
They've been to the conference finals once.
Yeah, but
They
you know
lost
that
that.
was with Jalen Brunson and Spencer Dinwiddie
Right.
really playing really well. He was hurt some of those playoffs.
Right. Are you surprised when, just going back to that warm-up, like Jason Kidd allows that? Or does he have any say at that point? Do players run
Welcome to the
He would be a
NBA.
better
Yeah.
person to ask about that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Welcome to the NBA. That's a locker room thing. That's a team thing. That's a teammate thing. A coach is not. A coach may say, "Hey guys," but it's very difficult, especially when your best player is leading that.
Well,
Right.
and listen, before the layup line and stuff, a half hour before tip, I think you were out there still. I'm standing watching at, I don't know, 7 o'clock, 10 to 7. They were taking half-court shots, then they were taking three-quarter shots, and then they were taking full-court shots, and anybody that missed was at center court, dropping down, doing 5 push-ups. Like, they're loose and just having fun and whooping up with the crowd 30 minutes before.
It's
And
not out of the norm. You see Steph Curry.
Yeah.
See what he like.
Tunnel shots.
The NBA today is a lot of it's.
But he kept doing it. Like, he just kept doing it over and over again.
I mean, today's NBA is not like back in the day, the 2 layup lines and you're getting a sweat.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, let's waste this time so this game will start so we can pretty much get out of here.
Yeah.
And now we're talking about, I mean, you go back, how competitive can the All-Star game be
Right.
when your regular season game looks like that?
Yeah.
It was 260-plus points tonight.
Yeah. I just thought it was interesting because they lost to Cleveland being up 10 last night, and they lost to Indiana.
Old school mentality.
Yeah, on Sunday night. You'd think that would not be the warm-up. That's just what I would be
Make
thinking.
them do some suicides after.
hey, a leopard
Yeah.
don't
17s.
change the spots, right?
Right.
That's who they are, and that's what they do, and that's how they've had. Now, they've lost 2 games in a row prior to this, but they had won 7 in a row
Right.
prior to those 2 games. So you think about what they're doing, their success is based on how they think they should do it. But this is the question. Does this style breed a championship?
Well, this is my next question.
And ultimately, if you're trying to win a championship, I don't know how this particular style wins a championship. Now, they made some good moves to improve themselves.
And both those dudes played well tonight.
Absolutely, they were great tonight.
Yeah.
But I just don't know if this team, the way it plays, I don't see them being able to win a championship that way.
Do you guys agree? Do you agree with
I
that?
absolutely agree. I think Sherm hit it on the head. I think, like, listen, Gafford brings something to them. Washington brings something. Washington was
Like, they're better than they were prior to the
100% they're better, but I still don't think they're – that's why I brought up the Clippers and even the Nuggets. I still don't think they're good enough to get through the West, let alone to win a title. I think they've got great talent. I think they're highly entertaining. I don't think they can stop anybody, though, or I shouldn't say anybody. I don't think they can stop the best of the best to the point where they can actually win a title.
Let's switch to the Raptors for a sec. Al, when you watch Emmanuel Quickley, he's been great, especially during this winning streak. What have you noticed about his progression in his decision making?
Decision making has been good. Not turning the ball over, finding his teammates, picking his spots to score. Still looking to score a lot, but I believe that's part of his game.
Yeah.
He's thriving off the confidence and the coaching that the coach is giving him. I believe that's key for any young player, especially when you're going into a new situation with more responsibilities. It's very good. It's a very good teaching point for a young player and a coach. That relationship is critical. So I think he's playing well. You love to see it continue to grow and transfer into winning. And that's not all on him, but I think he's in the right place. I think he's going about it the right way. And he's playing the game with a seriousness and an eagerness to learn.
Yeah.
So I like what I see from him.
Yeah. And Sherm, despite the loss, like, it feels like they're gelling offensively, especially since the All-Star break. They seem to be really settled into their roles. Is it?
There's a good feel about the group.
Yeah.
There's this energy about the group right now, and that's important for especially a young team. And this is why that 3-game winning streak is so important. You're going to take some lumps, but you need those moments of reinforcement that result in a W and say, this is going in the right direction. And I think they had a few of those moments. And also, there's a lot of teaching happening.
Yeah.
A lot of teaching. And what you're trying to do is reinforce good habits, even when you're losing. So the fact that they're getting some good wins in there against, Indiana is a good team, and they went and got a W there. I think that's what they need. And you talk about Emmanuel Quickley. Darko said it. They want him to be a playmaker. And his first instinct is to score the basketball, and that's fine because he can do that. But you have to allow players to do what they do while you're trying to get them to adjust to what you want.
Right.
And to allow him to continue to score, but still figure out moments through film and practice, and not so much practice, but film and looking at game tape and figuring out moments where maybe he could have looked to find a teammate, got off the ball and moved it, come back to it, something like that. Those are the things he's going to grow in, but he's got to put the ball in the basket because that's who he is, and he's got to continue to play aggressively.
Hey, Sherm, can I jump in for a second? I asked you the same question to that point you just made about Scotty Barnes. I don't know if you guys agree. I find that he's same thing, but on the flip side, trying sometimes too much to be a playmaker and not being enough of a scorer. And I'm not criticizing the guy. He's putting up some great numbers and obviously some great production. Again, flirting with a triple-double tonight. But in that third quarter, he took 2 shots. So in the midst of a 40 to 25 quarter for Dallas, your top guy has taken 2 shots. And I think to his credit to some degree, he's playing unselfishly, but I need him to play more selfishly to be more of a scorer, where maybe, as you were saying, Quickley, you want to see more of a distributor. I want to see more of a scorer from Scotty.
I don't want to see a turnover on the Friday.
They didn't get knocked down. No turnover. There was
I'm
contact, but no turnover.
The rest of them go.
That said,
so
I don't know there's much left the way Al was diving into these things.
You want some of Al's steak?
I like those thick legs.
What's going on?
It's got enough. I'm gonna get away from that.
Let's pause it.
So
now.
real quick.
Yeah.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah, sure.
The challenge with Scotty is, as a facilitator, that ability, that can't be taught, right? Like, that's just something that's in him. That's who he is. That's just what makes him special. That's why he is your top guy. So it's much more difficult to get a facilitator to be a scorer than a score. Well, no, it's pretty much the same, but it's harder for him to do that. So as a coach, what you need to do, or what could be helpful, is put him in more situations where he is scoring, whether it's closer to the basket or whatever.
Okay.
But if you have
Back
him out
into
there,
the shot clock
yeah,
phase.
so he has to score, take an attempt at the basket. But if not, he's thinking like, all right, Sherm, Randy, E, like
Definitely not
everybody,
passing it to me.
and then, well, anybody. But that's his mentality. Same thing, LeBron James. He gets criticized so much for not taking that last shot, or you're not shooting over a double team, and he's making passes. So it's a challenge for him, but it's something that comes with coaching as well.
All right, let's pause it there for now and bring in the fan of the night. Please welcome in James Broussard. James, come on, James. Let's clap it up. Hey, James, get in here. What's up, man? Have a seat. Here's your microphone.
Thank you very much,
James.
Alvin Williams.
Eric.
How are you?
Good to meet
Nice
you.
to meet you guys.
Sherman Hamilton.
How you doing, James?
It's a
Nice
pleasure.
It's an honor to be here.
Thank you.
All right, what's your question for the panel?
Well, guys, so prior to the night, as we know, the Raptors had a 3-game winning streak going, and Grady Dick looked to be a big part of that. I was just wondering, in your opinion, had anything jumped off the table from you guys in terms of his gameplay, or was there anything different that you guys saw from Grady in the last couple of weeks?
He's been great.
The one thing I'll say with Grady, I mean, 2 things. One, coming into tonight, I mean, the numbers might have taken a little bit of a dip tonight, but coming into tonight, he was number 1 in the NBA in the corner 3 since January 17th. We're talking basically 6 weeks. So the improvement in his game has been huge. And the one thing I would say, whether it's media or fans or whoever, the critics that are out there, I guess it's different because of the stage at where the Raptors are at right now as a young team that's trying to get back on track and build towards something. But why wasn't Grady afforded the leash that a Fred VanVleet or a Pascal Siakam or a Norm Powell or many others were when we talk about part of their progression and part of their arc, their career and story arc, was their time at the 905, where they went and grew, where they went and became better players, where they came back to the big team and eventually punched through. 20 games into the season, people are like, oh my God, Grady Dick's
I'll
struggling.
tell you why.
Tell me why.
Because the Raptors were winning at that time.
And that's
So
why I
those
mentioned
guys had a
different-
chance to develop while Kyle and DeMar and,
Right.
and these guys and Jonas, and they're winning games while those guys are developing. So when they joined the big team, they weren't relied on to be those
Right.
people.
But at this point, Grady's doing exactly what they did, albeit just in a different era now, where people want him to be the contributor, but he went and put the time in, and now we're seeing the fruits of the labor based on the production that we're getting most nights from him for now the last almost month.
Yeah, no, Grady's improving significantly when he hits the floor. Every time you're seeing something pretty much that you can say he's taking a step forward. And I think, even in losing and in times where he's not playing as much, there are learning moments for him. But since he's come back, You mentioned from middle of January, since January 31st, he's the highest three-point field goal percentage shooter of three-pointers that have been taken of 40 or more by anybody. So the three-point shot is one thing. We know he can shoot it, but Grady's got a skill set. And it's kind of like RJ, and we talked about this, Alvin. We're seeing it just expand right in front of us. Grady can put the ball on the floor. Grady can hit the pull-up. Grady knows how to play with the ball and without the ball. Defensively, he's going to put himself in situations where he has a chance to make a play.
He's trying to draw charges
Yeah,
a lot.
so we're seeing his game in a way more wholesome way than a guy coming from Kansas that could shoot the ball. Just got to be patient with him, let him grow, and let him continue to develop with this young core.
Any thoughts, Al? Or you,
I agree with both of you guys. I mean, it's right in front of us, and I think he's a recipient of what IQ is a recipient of, and that's coaching, teaching, patience, opportunity. He doesn't get the same opportunities, but that's being a rookie, and that's the NBA. Everybody's not going to get the same opportunity. You don't know when it's always going to come. You just have to be ready, but he's doing a really good job of being ready when his number is called.
Are you ready? Your number's called.
I'm ready.
You get a spin? Let's go. Let's go, James.
I'm digging the
Here we
T-shirt
go.
too, by the way.
Like it?
Yeah,
Oh
let's
man, I didn't even notice that.
OG. Man.
I thought that was me on there.
awesome.
You played with her. You played with them though, didn't
No, I thought the hops. That looked like that's. I used to wear 90.
17 feet,
Oh.
bucket.
All right, James, give it a spin. We got a scarf up there. We got tickets. What do we got? T-shirt. What do you want?
How you guys doing? How are you?
You don't know.
Tickets,
Tickets.
man.
Oh, come on.
You know what? Give it another spin.
Push it back. Push it back.
We don't. We actually don't have the ball,
weighted.
so give it
Has
another
anybody
spin.
won tickets?
How
Come on,
about
give him
that?
the 2 tickets.
Nobody's won tickets.
Not supposed
Somebody,
to.
yeah, you're welcome.
I'm happy with whatever.
Not supposed
All right.
to.
Just had to be.
Ah,
I'm
well,
gonna price it
so
right
am I.
for a vet.
Sure.
You in the Honda
Two
scooter.
tickets, ball. Two.
Two.
That's not bad. All right. Grab the ball here, and then you got to step behind the line.
I got a bucket.
He made it out worse.
Make it. I'll hold it too, just in case. Yeah. Buries it.
Oh
You
man.
got a pretty sweet jumper.
That's no
That's really
backboard,
good.
no
There you go.
break.
Yeah, you have a shout out
Oh, man.
to anybody watching at
I
home?
get a big basketball in a small room.
Shout out
Old
to
school
everybody
carnival
watching
trick.
at home.
I love it.
Thank you.
Thanks, James. Appreciate you. Let's have a hand for James. All right. Thanks, buddy. Oh, yeah. Thanks. That there.
Knock it out.
Good job, man.
You okay to get through there? Just careful.
Man,
What?
you're a rip-off host, dog.
What?
And get that man. That man won
It
the
was
ball.
on the 2 tickets, and Randy just like,
You just. I saw
Oh,
you.
No, no,
flick,
no.
yeah.
I didn't.
Fake Bob
It's
Barkley.
like playing with loaded dice.
We don't have the basketball. I keep trying to go get it, but they don't have them at Real Sports.
So that's why.
I had to go.
wait, you don't have tickets, or you don't?
No, we have the tickets. The tickets. I did not.
False advertisement.
Has anybody won tickets?
Yeah, we have one. We've
Really?
won two, I think. Two people, I think, have won.
You hit the
tickets.
quota for the year?
Is there a quota?
Is there an Alvin Williams autographed jersey on that wheel?
That's. We should
No.
get that.
How has that not come up, man? Come
Game
on.
worn. Do you have anything at home you can?
Game worn is mildewed. That was 26 years ago. Nobody won a game worn jersey 26 years ago.
I don't know about
This
mildew.
guy.
Maybe mothballs. I don't know about mildew, but
I don't know. Had a couple floods in the garage.
All right. Next game for the Raptors, Friday versus the Golden State Warriors. Tip-off goes at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. After the game, come on by Real Sports. Be a part of the show. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Ready? Another one.